This is North Texas Weather Center with your latest 4-minute forecast, as we do have a big system to get to in this forecast that's coming later this week. Temperatures out there this morning, though, we are looking at upper 20s and some low 30s in the Metroplex, so there is some freezing going on across the area, so plants could be harmed by this. Make sure you bring them inside if you have not already. It will be like this for the next couple of hours. We'll eventually warm up this afternoon, right around lunchtime, only into the upper 30s, maybe some low to mid 40s back off to the west, where rain is unlikely to occur, and as well as more sunshine being a possibility back out to our west. Eventually, by about 3 o'clock this afternoon, many of us will barely get over 40 degrees. Dallas only 41, but Weatherford 47. So you can see the big difference there. Weatherford not really going to see a whole lot of precipitation today. Cloud cover will be a little bit lesser around those areas. Back out to the west, here in the Metroplex, cloud cover will be a thing really during the entire day today. All right, let's take a look at the future radar. So this is a zoomed out picture, but you can see a little system down here in the Gulf of Mexico. It's actually bringing us some showers, and even look back out to the west, maybe some sleet and maybe a little bit of flurries even flying because of how cold it is this morning. This will eventually turn into primarily just a sleet, maybe a few snowflakes, and maybe some showers mix, and then mostly down to the south and east will be just looking at rain. Eventually heading closer to lunchtime, most of this will just be drizzle and light rain. We're not going to really see any sleet or anything like that by then. None of this will accumulate, by the way, so don't be concerned about roadways being hazardous or anything like that. We won't be looking at that today. Going throughout the afternoon, rain will shift more to a focus down over to the east, so areas like, Rockwall or Sulphur Springs will have a better shot at maybe some showers this afternoon, and that system will eventually move out to our east, and we'll be drying out for at least the next couple of days, and no wintry precipitation or anything like that up until maybe Thursday. Here's a look at what I'm thinking for today. So again, isolated sleet, no accumulations expected. Back out to the west, I can't even rule out a little bit of sleet or maybe a few flurries, but again, it's going to be not accumulating, and it's pretty isolated at this point. And that's what we're looking at as of right now. Now, going back over to what we're looking at next week, or not next week, excuse me, later this week, Thursday, temperatures will be in the 60s and even some 70s in the Metroplex, but look at this big drop-off. By Friday morning, a lot of us will only be in the 30s. Some areas well back out to our northwest will be in the 20s. Going through the day Friday, the temperatures are not going to improve hardly at all, so the warmest part of the day might be the morning. It's going to be very chilly on Friday, and this might equivalent to the chance for some winter precipitation, which I've already kind of hinted at in my forecast. If you did not see it already yesterday, it is now in this forecast, and you can kind of tell this is what we're kind of be watching. So the GFS, I'm going to show you two computer models. The GFS will show you what is possible in terms of the worst case scenario, and I'll also show you the one that I'm thinking is probably more likely to happen. So this going to Friday, you can see Friday morning, there's some showers, a mix back out closer to Wichita Falls. Eventually, by lunchtime, this is what the GFS model is showing. It's showing a full-blown snowstorm, basically. I don't think this will happen, but it's just something to keep in mind. And then eventually, going through Friday afternoon, this will move out to our east. This would really require dew points and temperatures to the relative humidity would basically have to be 100%. It does not look like that's going to occur. Now, looking at the European model, which I think is much more realistic, you can see by 6 in the morning on Friday, some showers, some drizzle, maybe even some moderate rain in some portions of North Texas. Then eventually, by about 9 in the morning Friday, some showers and maybe even some mix of some rain, sleet, and maybe even some snow as well. Eventually, by lunchtime, still some snow and maybe a mix of some sleet as well mixed in there with the rain. Heading into Friday afternoon, this will eventually move off to our east. Not nearly as significant as what the GFS is showing, but it is definitely something to keep in mind. All right, wintry precipitation. It looks like we'll see a wintry mix here in DFW, or at least most of DFW might see a wintry mix. Still some time for things to change, but that's kind of my forecast at this point. Anywhere off to the north and west would also see that. Mainly rain to our south and east. So again, if you're in areas like Terrell, Emory, Sulphur Springs, those areas will just see rain, it looks like, going into Friday. Temperatures heading into tomorrow morning will be in the 20s and 30s. Again, it's going to be fairly similar to today, so you might need to bring your plants back in by lunchtime tomorrow into the low 50s, so it will be definitely warmer tomorrow in comparison to today. Here's the latest 7-day forecast, and you can see temperatures again over the next several days are actually going to get close to 70 by Thursday, but again, it's going to drop off fairly quickly heading into Friday. High of 40s forecasted right now for Friday. Eventually heading into Saturday, temperatures back into the 50s, 60s by Sunday, and Monday, storms are returning with temperatures back into the 70s. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, Birdie's Pro Turf, and THD Vehicle Doorstep.